Today I'm going to teach you how to save money.
Hello, it's me, Robin, from Simple Food, Simple Life. Thanks for joining me today. We're going to do something a little bit different today. I'm going to show you how to cut a whole chicken breast to get the most out of it. Now, I want you to see, excuse me, I want you to see the size of these chicken breasts. I bought these today for 99 cents a pound. They are whole, bone-in chicken breasts. And I just want you to see here how large they are. Look at this one. This is a very large chicken breast. In actuality, you could probably leave this one like this if you wanted to. You could leave it whole and just roast it like you would a turkey breast. And then I have another one here, which is a little bit smaller. These are almost combined, they're almost 5 pounds. Now let me tell you why I like to buy the bone-in whole chicken breasts when I can. I like to deconstruct the chicken breast, and that way I get many uses out of it, including the scraps. The bones, the scraps go into a freezer bag, which I use for chicken broth. So let's start with one of these chicken breasts, and I will show you how we're going to proceed with this. We'll just do one for demonstration purposes. Now, before doing anything with these, I have rinsed them with cold water, just to get, just to make sure they're nice and clean and rinsed off. Okay? All right. Now then, let's get going. Now, the thing about the chicken breast is this. As you can see, this is the rib portion of the breast, okay? And this is the back, that, or sternum, let's call that the sternum. And then of course the thighs are cut from this area. You can see where they've been cut off. And then normally when you buy chicken breasts, you'll have half of the breast. If that's how they're packaged, and this is usually removed. So when you get it nice and tidy and cleaned up, you don't see this part. This is removed. You get this nice part. Okay? Now, I bought these for 99 cents. There was a woman standing next to me at the meat counter, and she purchased a pound of chopped boneless, skinless chicken breast for $3.99 a pound. So I know she was probably going for convenience, but I want to get as much as I can get from my purchases. So okay, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to go down the middle, and this is not, this isn't pretty, but that's alright. We're not looking for pretty. You just have to be patient with this. Make sure that your knife is good and sharp. And just go down the middle, slowly but surely, and just divide that breast in half. That's what I'm doing. Now then, your skin may want to get in the way, but that's alright. The most important thing with this is to just be patient with it. You'll get there eventually. So here so now I have 2 portions of the breast. The breast is divided in half. See there? That wasn't that difficult, was it? Just be patient. And the important thing is to make sure that your knife is sharp. Now then, see this portion here? that flap of fatty skin there. I'm going to cut that off, but I'm not going to throw it away. That goes in the bag for broth. Okay? Now then. Now we've got this portion right here. We don't want that portion, right? It's got all the little bones in there. This can go into my bag for chicken broth. So I'm just going to turn my knife the other way. I'm going to just cut it away from me. Sometimes when you're doing this, you may have to use a little bit of muscle, but that's okay. See this here? Now we're going to go in like this. And sometimes you can feel that. You can feel it coming apart. Now you see here? Got this and this still attached. So let's just break into that. Over here so you can see it. We're going to just break into it. See? It's coming. Slowly but surely. The most important thing is just to make sure that your fingers are out of the way. And some of it, you see how I just pulled that off? Some of it you can just pull off. Now, let's see if there's anything off of here that we can salvage. I bet we can. Let's take this. Let's get our knife under there. See where that, kind of like a little flap? Let's take that. Now, keep in mind, don't throw the bones away because there's a lot of goodness in those bones. And you don't want to throw that away. So see there? See how nice that is? So, I just want to show you that there's meat on there. But we're going to save that for our chicken broth. And you would be amazed at what you can get, the broth that you can get from the bones and the skin of this chicken. You know, one thing about it is that I think that we need to appreciate our food. And one way we can appreciate our food is if we get familiar with our food. All right? If we know where our food comes from, that's pretty important, I think. So, all right, now we're going to get under here, see there? And we're going to detach this from we're going to detach the gristle, that sternum part, we're going to detach that from the meat, okay, from the breast. So there we go. Let's get this off of here. That's why I said you just got to be careful. It's a little slick. Now, did you hear that? Kind of popped away. Well, let's get under here. I'm going to slice that up. Now then, just a word to the wise, anytime you can, cut away from you, okay? Don't cut towards you. Cut away from you. Get that out of there. All right. And like I said, it does get slick. Now we're going to just put our thumbs and our fingers into there and we're going to pull that away. See there? Just going to pull it away, cut away, and you can feel it. You can feel that coming away from the meat of the breast. Okay? Now let's get underneath this. Like I said, it's not pretty. I'm not a butcher. I am a granny and a mother, so. But I have cut up several of these. Now, we have that out. Now, what are we going to do with this? We're going to set it aside because that's going to go in our broth bag. And you want to check for little bones like this. See that little bone? We want that to come out of there. If you can't cut it out, just pull it out. We're even going to use the little bones in our broth. Okay? Now then, look what we have. I want to show you what we have here. We've got the chicken breast, all the bones, the gristle, the rib bones are out of the breast. Okay? See that? You can see that that's all out of there. Now, this is interesting because what we have here, do you see this little piece of fat running through there? That is part of the tender. See this? We're going to cut that tender off of there. That was a loose piece. We're going to keep that. And we're going to go down through the little fat portion there. And we're going to cut that tender off. And what are we going to use that for? We're going to use it for chicken tenders, right? There you go. Any odd smaller pieces you can turn into chicken nuggets. Now, we have some little raggedy pieces here. We're going to cut those off. That skin is kind of slick. Get that. Get that off of there. Okay. And I'm going to set that aside. These little pieces can be used in stir fry. Usually when I do a lot of chicken, I will end up with quite a few of those small pieces, which I will then put in a plastic bag, freezer bag, and I tag it stir fry chicken. So that's what it is. Now then, if we want to, we can remove the skin. Alright? And on this particular one, I think I am going to remove the skin just to show you how that works. It comes off very easily. And I'm going to add that to my broth pieces. Okay? Okay, there. Let's get that off. Now, look what we have. We have a boneless, skinless chicken breast for 99 cents a pound. Okay. Now, see, we don't have any waste. Now then, so what am I going to do with this? Because this is what I like to do, because this part is thinner. See how thin that is compared to the upper part? Since this part is thinner, I'm going to separate this. I'll just cut it in half. And then I will separate these out so I know that I have a thin portion of the breast and I've got a more meaty portion. So I'm going to bring this up here, cut that up. See how thick that is compared to that? This I'm going to save because I can pound this out and make chicken sandwiches, breaded chicken sandwiches or grilled chicken sandwiches. And this I can leave nice and plump and use it for other dishes. Okay? So that's basically it. That's half the breast. And you want to feel in there, make sure that there's no little bony pieces like I just felt right there. And so we've got this piece, we've got these small little pieces here. Another chicken tender right there, a couple of them. And we have the small pieces here which can be used for stir fry. And you would be surprised how far these can go. And we have our pieces of chicken scraps that are going to be used for broth. These can also be used in soup. The smaller pieces can be used to make a beautiful soup with your beautiful broth. All right, so there we go. That's what we've got. And of course, as always, when you're handling chicken, be very, very careful because you don't want to cross-contaminate anything. Right? Right. All right. Let me wash my hands. And then I will wrap this thing up. Not literally, but you know it. Okay. Scrub those hands. All right. With hot water and soap. All right. Now then, here's the deal. I'm going to continue on with my chicken cutting, and when I get done, I will show you exactly what I have. But basically, the procedure is going to be the same for each half of each chicken breast. I'm going to divide this chicken breast in two, and I'm going to cut it the same way I did this, the first one. It's not always pretty, but the results are absolutely terrific. I'm going to get a lot of mileage out of 99 cents a pound chicken breast. Believe me. Okay, I'll bring you back when I'm done with this process. Now, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share because you don't want to miss it, right? So click the bell, that little bell that tells you that Simple Food, Simple Life, she posted another video. Yay! And share because other people need to know this stuff too, you know. Right? Right. Okay. We'll be back when I'm done with it. Alright, I'm done with cutting up my bone-in whole chicken breast that I purchased for 99 cents a pound. And I want to show you what I have. I have the lower, thinner portion of the chicken breast, so I have 4 nice pieces. I can pound these out, I can use them for sandwiches, I can do a myriad of things with these. I have 4 of the plump ends of the breasts. That's quite a bit of meat there. So this can be used any way you want, really. I've got chicken pieces here, and if I chop up these chicken pieces a little bit more, I can add these to stir fry, and it will be plenty for stir fry. See there? So I've got that. And now I also have chicken tenders. I've got about 10 chicken tenders here, which can be made into, guess what? Chicken tenders. And if you don't want to do that, just cut them in half, cut them in thirds, however you want, and you can actually make chicken nuggets out of them. Okay? Because chicken really doesn't have, you know, like those nuggets. And I've got this great big bowl of scraps, and these scraps are going to be turned into a beautiful, beautiful chicken broth. A rich chicken broth, I might add. So nothing is wasted. Now, this is what I meant by know where your food comes from. I'm not talking about organic food or any of those other names that you want to call it. I'm talking about know where your food comes from. This was a chicken, okay? Chicken, whether it's chicken or beef or whatever, they have an anatomy. And if you learn a little bit about that anatomy, how a chicken is constructed, you can learn how to deconstruct that chicken once you get it, and you can actually save money. My late husband used to say, if you are unable or unwilling to spend the money, then you should plan on doing the work. And honestly, this is very little work. I really don't mind doing this. I have done this with 8 to 10 whole chicken breasts if I've gotten a really good bargain. And that gives me meat for my freezer. Also, I will buy whole chickens because whole chickens are much cheaper than chickens that are cut up at the store. And by buying the whole chicken and just cutting them myself, I can save a lot of money with just a little bit of time invested, not much. So, because what you're paying for when you buy a boneless, skinless chicken breast, you are paying for that butcher, that person to do that work for you. So it's costing you more money. That's the reason it costs you more money. It's generally because they're doing the work for you. Occasionally we can get a really good buy on, say, cut chicken legs and thighs, which is great. And if I can get that for 99.95 cents a pound, I do. So I just want to show you this. I want to encourage you to jump in there and do it yourself. I understand that some people are squeamish about this kind of thing, and that's okay. All right. But for those of you who aren't and who are willing to tackle this, get yourself a good sharp knife. Remember, safety first, and cleanliness, sanitation, and jump in there. And I encourage you to do this. There's a good deal of satisfaction in being able to do this and get this done and stock up your freezer. Okay? All right. Listen, I love you. You know I do. I sure appreciate you watching this. And you know what? If I can do it, you can do it. You just remember, really, that little is much when God is in it. Okay. Love you. I'll talk to you later. Bye.